So I'll share my screen. Sorry, one second. Perfect. So we are now moving on. I'll go back. Whoops. We're moving on to the month-end reconciliation. So this is performed through 4 steps, and I'm going to go into detail on all 4 steps and show you the reports that accompany each step. So our first step to do is to validate our monthly posting. So this can be done with our periodic posting status report. Our step 2 is to run the consolidated transaction report. And then our third step is to compare that consolidated transaction report with the balances in your ERP system. And then if any discrepancies are noted, we would then move on to step 4, which is to generate the activity analysis report. So our first step is the periodic posting status report. So this is to validate your monthly postings. This can be done for a selected period. So you can select just the 1 month that we're looking at. The periodic The periodic posting status report displays the list of your monthly transactions, which includes your payments, accruals, and depreciation, along with their posting status, which we can see on the bottom right of the screen. This report can be used as a completeness check to verify the successful completion of monthly transactions. This report can be run for all posting statuses, or you can filter for just open, failed, or reverse postings. So I will jump into the application and show where this report is found, just in case we don't have time to go through all the steps today. So on our landing page, the periodic posting status report can be found up here in our main menu. I'll make this a little bit bigger. My screen is small. And then we go to our compliance reports, and this is where our periodic posting status report is found. We recommend extracting the data by company, by standard, and by posting period. Because this is a big report, we do recommend that you schedule this report. In order to schedule the report, we just click this little schedule button over here, and we can set the interval and the day of the month for it to run. The minimum selection requirements for this report is the accounting standard right here, as well as your year and your period start and period end date. Additionally, I suggest that you test different combinations of all of these filters to determine which filters are going to produce the results that you're looking for and what you want to examine. You can save your filters up here by clicking Save Filter, and then you can access your saved filters at a later date using this dropdown. So I have already generated, as we can see down here, a periodic posting status report for us to look at together. So this report is generated by unit and will show the status of the monthly transactions. As with all our reports in Nakisa, we have this overview at the top of the filters that you set, as well as the number of records produced. So we can see here that I ran this report for the first period of 2023 using the accounting standard IFRS 16, and we have 105 records. So we will scroll over a little bit to this section right here, column N to P, and this is really what is showing us. I don't know why. There we go. This is what is showing us the status of the different postings. So for example, for this unit right here, our payment has posted internally, so has our accrual, but our depreciation has failed. So this can trigger you to notice which ones are open, failed, and that way you can go back into the application and figure out what has happened. Example down here for this unit, we can see that 2 of the monthly entries are open, whereas our accrual has posted. So this would indicate to you that maybe you need to go back into the application and figure out why is it open or why did it fail. Once you are sure that all your monthly transactions have posted, we can move on to step 2. just do. So step 2 is our consolidated transaction report. This report displays a list of transactions which have been triggered to post in Nakisa. In this report, we'll be able to see different statuses of the transactions, including posted internal, posted external, reversed, or failed. Open and unposted transactions will not be included in this report. Those were included in the periodic posting report, which we just looked at together. I'll go back over to our application. In order to find the consolidated transaction report, we go back to our main menu. Under compliance reports, we can find our consolidated transaction report. So as I said, this report is showing us a list of transactions which have been triggered to be posted in Nakisa. And this includes more than just our monthly transactions like we saw in the last report. The minimum selection requirement here is our accounting standard, as well as our date range. Again, just like with our last report, you can save your filters as well as schedule. I've already generated this report for us. So if we scroll over a little bit, we'll be able to see a couple of important information. So first we'll see over here our posting date of the transaction that we're looking at. Each line represents one transaction. And if we keep scrolling over, we will see here our posting status. So we can see, has it failed? Is it reversed? Posted internally? And if you're in a connected environment, you would also see posted external. So this could be a good sign for you to see what has failed and what has posted. Again, this report includes more than just our monthly journal entries. So when we come over here to our description, we'll be able to see, of course, our monthly journal entries, but as well any type of casualty, impairment, inception, reassessment, or termination entry that was applied during the period. As we can see here, we do have our GL account number. And using this report, you could create a pivot table of each amount per journal entry. We also have the GL balance report, which will provide that same information. And then that information can be used to help you reconcile to your ERP system. So I will come back to my PowerPoint for a second. So our third step, let me make it big. Our third step is to compare the balances in that consolidated transaction report with your ERP balances. So using the report from step 2, we can note if there's any discrepancies between what's in your consolidated transaction report and your ERP. If discrepancies are noted, we can use the consolidated transaction report to investigate and help us isolate the affected postings and or activation groups that are causing this discrepancy. You can then further investigate by reviewing the activation group, the postings, and the schedules. As well, we can use the activity analysis, which is what we'll cover next, to help you identify where those discrepancies are coming and how to fix them. So our next step is our activity analysis report. So this is the activity analysis report provides a consolidated roll forward for both the right of use asset and the liability over your chosen reporting period. The report allows users to consult the financial impact of lease events performed during the selected period per activation group. If discrepancies are noted in step 3, this report can be used to perform further investigation to by comparing the consolidated transaction report with the activity analysis report by amount at the month end of the targeted fiscal period. So in our application, this report can be found under our main menu. And instead of compliance reports like we visited 2 times already, this time we'll go to our additional reports and we will find our activity analysis report. The minimum selection criteria for this report is our accounting standard, as well as our period start date and our period and our year start date. As with the other reports, you can always save your filters and schedule the report to generate so it's ready for you at month end. So I already have our report open for us. So as I said, this report is a consolidated roll forward for both the right of use asset and the liability over our chosen reporting period. So in this example up here, my chosen reporting period is the first period of 2023 till the end of period 3. This report allows you to consult the financial impact of lease events performed during your period. So if we scroll over, we will see that this report includes a roll forward for our gross asset, as well as any impairments done during the period. We also perform a roll forward of our depreciation. And a roll forward of our liability. So this report can help you notice if your modifications or your events were performed and are appearing correctly in the report. Those are the 4 steps included in our month-end reconciliation. Before we wrap up, are there any questions on this subject? Okay, I don't think so. So, Catalina, I can pass it to you to kind of wrap up.
Yes, perfect. Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you, Ruchika. Thank you, Haley. So we managed to go through the month-end process the way we see it here in Nakisa, and we also had the chance to go over some of the reports that we recommend to be used during the this process. And Haley has walked you through the use of periodic posting reports, status reports, a consolidated transaction activity analysis, and she also referenced the GL balance report that gives you a summarized view for the GL movements in a particular period. We do have about 4 minutes left, and I had a capsule prepared on the numbering range, so I'll go right ahead and share my screen to walk you through that.